Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Massar, along with David Gore. Let's take a look at some stocks on the move. Bloomberg News equities reporter Bailey Lipschultz in the house. There's a lot of interesting stories today.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stories today. I want to start with a couple of companies that reported after the bell, though, and are moving live. Starting with CoreWeave, ticker CRWV, one of the hottest IPOs this year, had been up and through the close more than 270%. Right now down about 6%, steeper than expected losses. Though looking through the initial Wall Street analyst reaction, not bad in terms of growth. We're keeping an eye on a backlog. This is a company that is a key contributor to the AI story. Cloud compute, Microsoft's a big customer. But the big story with this results and with this company going forward is the earnings print now means that the lockup will happen on Friday, meaning long-term investors can start selling shares as soon as Friday, when the stock's up more than 270%, could be something that we're keeping an eye on.
Kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, and so fascinating to hear from Anurag Rana just about that level of demand, which, as he put it, is not subsiding by any way. And so if you look at the picture of this company and others like it, they are working hard to slake that demand. I mean, there's so much interest here in expanding the AI infrastructure, and companies like CoreWeave play such a critical role in that.
It means they got to spend money too, right? To kind of meet all that demand. All right, where shall we go next?
Cava, the Mediterranean Chipotle.
Let's go.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Rough going. Cava trades under the ticker CAVA, its name, down more than 20% post-market. So joining the likes of Sweetgreen in terms of missing expectations, talking down and lowering their comp sales expectations for the year. This is a company that really is talking about, when you look through the CEO's commentary and even its comments in a Bloomberg News interview, saying tailwinds aren't there that were there last year. This is a company that is trimming its annual sales outlook. Again, one of the better performing IPOs from a few years back, priced at $22, traded north of 150, but right now in post-market trading, $65. I don't know about you guys, but maybe if you're trying to make more lunches at home, you're not paying up for Cava on the road.
I don't know how to make sense of this, because I always feel like Sweetgreen, I know it's maybe a $20 sell. It sounds expensive.
16.
But it's still, or 16.
But who's checking?
All right, but who's checking? But it seems like this isn't crazy expensive.
I guess it's a level of relativism, but I am interested. We were talking earlier in the show just about kind of the unseen effects of trade policy, what's going on with the economy. And here we have something manifest that I think might be an indication of just sort of where things are headed that, again, isn't showing up in the headline data that we look at. But I do feel like when you look at kind of data points like this from the corporate side of things, it's telling you something just about our kind of consumer appetites in the U.S. today.
I will say one thing on the stocks front. If you run the EQRV function on the terminal, blended forward price to earnings, like 127 times. So you compare that to some of the competitors, well above and quite expensive. This is really pitched as a growth story, a company that'll continue to open storefronts. So just want to keep that in mind.
Fundamentally a hummus company, right? I mean, it is what it is, but
Mediterranean's a little bit more than that, isn't it?
I feel like that was my introduction to
Cava's calling.
All right, sorry, I'll take it. Yeah.
Number 3.
eToro. So this is a brokerage platform catering to stocks and crypto, another newly public company that really was hoping to ride this retail trading craze, ticker eTOR. IPO was actually pretty well received, was up about 30% when it went public back in May, but right now closing below that issue price, falling more than 8% today, closing at a record low. First time it broke below that IPO price. This coming after second quarter results were pretty choppy. Cowen calling them uneven. The big thing has been, how can the company continue to draw users, especially with such a heavy presence in the UK? It's not the Robinhood. It's not catering to the meme stock traders quite as much. So certainly one to keep an eye on, but definitely a smaller company, all things considered, just over $4 billion.
Does this have anything to do just sort of with the kind of mainstreamification of crypto? We look at the way that it's kind of encroached on portfolios, the way the kind of regulatory landscape has changed. Is that hurting a company like this when it becomes a less specialized thing? You don't have to go to eToro to kind of trade crypto or get some exposure to crypto in a way that you used to in the past.
I think that's been a big debate and a big issue for a number of these companies that cater to retail traders. Robinhood very much has leaned into that, trying to offer as many tokens as possible. But to your point, if your sales pitch is that you're going to bring in more people trading these meme coins or Bitcoin outright, you have Coinbase you can do that on. You have Robinhood. You have so many brokers and exchanges trying to cater and offer that, you should be hunting out fees, presumably, if you're doing that.
And wait till the big guys come in. If they finally decide, I mean, I feel like, right, JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon has gotten a little bit more interested in this because I think their clients are interested in it. And so you wonder if they start to get in, what it means for some of these smaller players.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.